How you doing, everybody? I'm Tony Gaglione.
I'm Shawn Adams.
This
and
is Smacktalk.
Today we're going to start out with some NFL score recap over the weekend. Biggest thing, Pittsburgh got demolished by Chicago. So I'm down $5 for Tony.
$5.
At one point it was close, 27-23, but Pittsburgh can't. They're -9 in the turnover differential. You're not going to win too many games doing that.
No.
5 turnovers in this game. A couple of fluke turnovers in the game. The one to Julius Peppers was one of those in the right place at the right
touchdown,
time.
Not a fluke turnover.
No. What I'm saying, like the ball comes out backwards and he just happens to be being blocked right in his hands.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Pittsburgh just couldn't move the ball offensively. Chicago's defense they showed that they're without Urlacher, they're still pretty good.
That looks good. Felix Jones.
Felix Jones.
Felix
Jones.
Jonathan
Dwyer, that was the best thing they did was re-signing him.
Isaac Redmond, no touches at all in the game.
Yeah.
A few of the things, Antonio Brown had a big game, and I was talking to you about this on the phone.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, fire Todd Haley and let Ben Roethlisberger be the offensive coordinator because they look like they do a better job moving the ball.
Well, let me say something really quick. Let me say something. You're not going to like what I'm going to say either. But everybody says fire Todd Haley, fire Todd Haley. What about Mike Tomlin? This guy, wait, let me say my piece before you say anything. This guy inherited Bill Cowher's Super Bowl teams, and he hasn't done nothing but win with Bill Cowher's team, and then once those players are gone, he hasn't put anything together.
I'll disagree with you there. Lamar Woodley, Ziggy Hood, Cameron Hayward, players drafted, Antonio Brown, Emmanuel Sanders, all drafted under the Tomlin regime. The thing about Mike Tomlin and the thing about the Steelers period is you got to hang with the coach. Cowher didn't always have great years to begin with. This is the first time Tomlin has ever.
Manning just got sacked here watching the Raiders Monday Night Football game.
Just
turned over the ball. It's 30-7 Denver right now.
Yeah, no surprise in the score.
Not really.
The thing about Tomlin, he's going to have a down year. Okay, they haven't had a losing season in quite some time. 8-8 is like the worst they've ever done. So if they have a losing season this year, I'm not going to give up on Tomlin. I personally think this is my opinion. You fire Todd Haley at the bye week. Mm-hmm. We got Minnesota in London next week. You fired if they don't win the game.
Gotta win that game.
Yeah. If you don't win the game, you fire Todd Haley in the bye week, and then next year is his make or break year. Okay, because you give them the losing season this year. If they go on next year, and the biggest thing against the Steelers, and this goes against Kerry Culver, the GM, is this fighting the salary cap. Again, they're going to have to restructure contracts to keep players.
Yeah.
But hey,
here's my question: is the offense suffering more because of Todd Haley or the loss of Mike Wallace? Because Mike Wallace was a huge threat. And you can see for a fact that nobody is a deep threat right now. Antonio Brown is, but he's just not. He's getting doubled.
Here's my problem with the receiver. The line doesn't protect Big Ben
at all.
And somewhere the blame's got to go with the GM because the offensive linemen they've invested. They got Marcus Gilbert, second-round pick. David DeCastro, first-round pick. Mike Adams, second-round pick. Marquise Pouncey's always been hurt, first-round draft pick.
Yeah.
These guys aren't blocking. The best lineman we had last year was Doug Legursky, and he was supposed to be like the best. You know what I mean? And some of that's got to go to the GM.
Okay.
And granted, the coach takes responsibility because they're scouting, they're telling the guys they want. But
final record for the Steelers, really quick before we move on.
I'm gonna say 6-10.
6-10. Final record for the Bears.
12-4. If they win next week, and I we'll talk about this in segment 4.
Sure.
If they're 4-0 next week and 2-0 in the division, I'll say 12-4 is probably the lowest they'll be.
I like 12-4. I'm not too confident about 12-4. I'm a Bears fan. I know how they work. I've seen them go 8-0 and then end up the season at 9-7.
Yeah.
So I'm not too confident.
I'm confident in Mark Trestman.
The only reason I am confident is Mark Trestman, number one. He works with Jay Cutler really well, and Jay Cutler's really performing now, and the offensive line is protecting him.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Bears Melton is out for the season with a torn ACL.
Killer.
Alden Smith, San Francisco 49ers defensive lineman, he's going to rehab.
Linebacker.
Well, whatever, outside linebacker, whatever. He's on the non-injury, non-football illness list.
Just got arrested for a DUI.
And weed possession.
Possession.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well,
I didn't know that.
California weed possession is not a big deal to people, but you're an NFL star. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
You got to make smart decisions.
Definitely.
The Ravens, is it Jacoby Jones?
Jacoby
Jones, who was hit by a stripper with a champagne bottle Monday. Just these guys, these NFL guys, they just.
Dude,
I'm sorry. What are you doing around strippers on a party bus? Don't you have a wife or something? I'm pretty sure if he is.
He was making it rain, don't
yeah,
you know?
whatever. Yeah. Speaking of the guy making it rain, Pac-Man Jones arrested again, misdemeanor, disorderly conduct. The Browns, biggest news. They trade Trent Richardson to the Colts for a first-round draft pick this year. They start Brian Hoyer, and then they win the game.
Fine. Doesn't matter.
31-27.
Stupid move.
Yes, I agree.
Doesn't matter. They signed Willis McGahee, who's like 30-some-odd years old. He's past his prime. He barely even touched the ball in that game. Brian Hoyer basically carried the team to victory with Jordan Cameron catching 3 touchdowns. The Browns are not for real.
No,
so don't go betting on them next week.
They want Tate from Houston because he's in a free agent season.
Really? Okay,
and they're shopping Josh Gordon. If you notice, Gordon got most of the targets. I think they're trying to get some trade value from there. The Falcons can't run the ball. No Steven Jackson. He's out for 2 to 3 weeks.
Jacquizz Rodgers did not do too bad, though.
I know,
got about 90 yards.
But Michael Turner.
I know. He's still out there.
He's still out there.
Just pick him back up. It's not that
up.
he might have rubbed him the wrong way, though. Falcons might have just released him or, didn't want to re-sign him or whatever because of whatever reason. But I think it was a dumb move not re-signing him. But they might have rubbed him the wrong way, and he's not going to re-sign. So
yeah, I agree. The biggest upset of the weekend, San Francisco losing Indianapolis. Jim Harbaugh.
I don't think that's an upset, man.
No, but they were a 10-point favorite.
Yeah.
49ers were at home.
You know what? The 49ers look like a different team this year. They don't look like they can stop the run whatsoever because they ran it down their throat, Indianapolis. They beat 49ers at their own game. It was a physical football game.
And they contained Kaepernick. You know what they were doing? Make him go sideways. They
were spying him the whole game. It was ridiculous. And you know what? I knew last year, I knew that this guy, just like Cam Newton, running quarterback, like I love to say,
RG3, they're having a sophomore slump.
You see some film, and it's over with.
I think I called that on the show.
You might have
seeing the film. Once you see film,
I call it every week.
You know,
I'm tired
the
of
running.
seeing
The running quarterback's going to work, right? But then they're going to do like Terrell Pryor right now is having an okay season. But they get film on these guys, and they realize, are they going through 4 reads, or are they going through 2? If they're going through 2, we cover the first 2, force them to run, make them go side to side.
Yeah, definitely.
Some scores on Thursday Night Football. Kansas City beat Philadelphia.
Yeah,
Kansas City's 3-0. Yeah, you said you were going to run naked through the streets on the show if they're 3-0, so we're going to hold you to that on a future show. Yeah, we're going to watch that afterwards just so you can see that. We already talked about Chicago. They won 40-23, 5 turnovers to the Steelers. Cincinnati with a mad turnover game against Green Bay.
And they scored 20 points at the end of the game. It was 38-14.
To recap the game, it was 14-0 Cincinnati.
Yeah, early.
Packers go off and rattle 30 straight points.
Yeah.
And then Bengals go off and rattle
30,
20 unanswered points to make it 34-20.
And you know what? The last score was a fumble.
The double fumble.
The double fumble. The corner
yeah.
picked it up, and he fumbled it, and Terrence Newman ended up picking up and running back for a touchdown. They won 34-30.
Dallas is now first place in the division. They handed St.
What
Louis
division?
Well, I mean that exactly, but I mean they're where they need to be.
Speaking of that division, 38-0 Carolina Panthers demolish Eli Manning.
I think they Coach Coughlin said they didn't quit. I think they quit in the game, 38-0 against the Panthers.
They didn't show up.
Yeah, Tennessee Titans. Come back, Jake Locker, the last second game.
I was straight up parlay on the
San Diego Chargers.
Straight up bet, no parlay. I was straight up $20 on the Chargers this week, and they lost in the last second. Jake Locker, you're killing me, dude.
Cleveland beat Minnesota 31-27.
Yeah, we talked about that.
New England, no problem there with Tampa Bay 23-3. Patriots doing it again with no wide receiver help. They're just it's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
The Saints.
Kendrell Tompkins from Cincinnati.
Yeah, Kendrell Tompkins.
They caught 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
You're going to see guys that you've never heard of in your entire life playing on the Patriots right now.
And then they'll get big contracts, and then they'll go to another team and be nobodies.
Yeah. But you know what? The Patriots, they need to bring somebody in, a veteran receiver that can teach these kids what they're doing. And I agree.
Call this.
Don't say Terrell. Okay.
Josh Gordon.
Don't say Terrell.
Cleveland Browns. You know what Belichick will do? He'll be like, "Yeah, I've got like 11 picks a year in the draft. I'll give you a third, a fourth, and a seventh. Give me that kid.
And the way Cleveland's trading right now, you might as well give him Kendrell Tompkins for him.
Exactly.
And Cleveland would think they made out.
Sean Payton, I called this also on the show. Sean Payton back. New Orleans is 3-0. Drew Brees lighting it up
they're
again.
not the same New Orleans Saints that we used to see.
I'm just
saying.
They
are not the same high-powered offense.
Offensively.
That is not the same offense.
Offensively,
Jimmy Graham is tearing it up, and Drew Brees is a maniac.
It's Drew Brees, yeah. With Sean Payton, the Saints are a different team.
Yeah,
Detroit handed RG3 0-3, another loss. Detroit's
Running quarterback.
Yep.
Down the drain.
Baltimore basically showed Houston and Matt Schaub that he will never win a game against the Baltimore Ravens. They won that game
Ed Reed
easily.
comes back for that, too, and just gets freaking shut out, burned down the line.
The battle of the rookies, Geno Smith versus E.J. Manuel.
Yeah, Geno
wins that one. The Jets are 2-1. They got a better record than 49ers. Who would have thunk it?
The Jets are going to end up 3-something. 3-13.
Well, I don't know about 3-13. They might win 6 games.
I don't think they're winning 6.
Oh, I'm just saying they might get lucky a few times. Some out of bounds.
They've
penalties.
already gotten lucky.
Out of bounds.
Yeah, they've already gotten lucky.
Miami 3-0 team.
Dude, Miami looks good.
Looking real.
Eat
team.
your words, buddy.
I got to Tannehill looking like a real quarterback.
Yeah.
We still got 15 or 14 more games to go, so we might see this. But
we're not doing that.
Tannehill made a few great passes.
According to
Darren McFadden with the touchdown. Oh, Darren McFadden.
Halfback pass, Darren McFadden to Reed.
In fantasy, that should be like an 8-point play.
No, really, I know, right? You should get the rushing yard and the passing yard.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Like I said, and then Seattle, anyone who took Jacksonville plus 20 points, that was a mistake. Because Seattle, in the fourth quarter, played college ball. Yeah. They brought in Tavares Jackson.
He threw a touchdown pass and ran a touchdown pass, or ran a touchdown run. It's ridiculous. Seattle is just looking really, really dangerous.
Okay, we've done the score recap. We got Monday Night Football on. Denver's going to win this game. Right now it's 30-13. Oakland has no chance of coming back in this game. Over. Peyton Manning is just demolishing them. They had like 340 yards in the first half. But I want to say this. We either call it the Teddy Bridgewater sweepstakes or the Johnny Manziel sweepstakes. Who is going to have the first draft pick based on right now 0-3 teams or 1-2 teams? Who's going to have the first pick?
Even if Oakland does have the first pick, they're not picking a quarterback because I think Cleveland's having the first pick.
Cleveland? I'm going to say Jacksonville.
No.
I'm going to say Jacksonville. No. They're 0-3. They got Gabbert coming back.
You know what? It would be the best thing for them because they have no quarterback. Blaine Gabbert's terrible. Chad Henne is terrible. The best thing they can possibly do right now is sign Tim Tebow, which they're not going to do.
Yeah.
It would be the best thing for him. Johnny Manziel on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
You know what? I hate to say this for Minnesota fans, but if the Vikings are smart, they tank the season and get rid of Christian Ponder.
Yeah, he's not so good, is he?
No, he's not so good.
He's not so good.
I think, honestly, Jacksonville's going to be number 1 draft pick. If I said the top 5 first draft picks, you're going to probably have Jacksonville, Cleveland. You're probably going to have the Bills back in that again. The Raiders probably, and then Arizona. I think Arizona's in a world of trouble. Carson Palmer's no longer that big of trouble.
I mean, they're like a 6-10 team in my opinion. I think Tampa Bay is in deep trouble.
Oh yeah, hey Shiano, we said this
back when he got hired. We were
confused. We were like, why are you hiring this guy?
This dude from Rutgers comes out. I mean, he didn't do anything.
He's like the Paul Di Canio.
Oh my God, he didn't do.
He's a fascist.
Anything. He didn't do anything at Rutgers. Yeah. He had Ray Rice. That was his only claim to fame. But did he ever win bowl games? No. Did he ever go to the BCS? No. Did he ever,
And I'm sorry, but the players are turning against him. Darrelle Reeves is unhappy, and I'm pretty sure
happy. Freeman. We were talking about this kid 2 years ago, like he was going to be the next big thing, and now all of a sudden
we called it though. We said he could have been the next thing, but we also said that it all depends on his development, and now he's in his...
And look at Doug Martin. He ain't doing nothing either.
No, I mean, he's getting the rushing yards, but it's the slop ones.
Fine, he's getting 45 carries. Or, I'm exaggerating.
45 touches.
Yeah, I'm exaggerating. But still, he's getting so many carries that, I mean, if you don't gain 90 yards on 23 to 30 carries, then you got problems.
Yeah. So. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching Smack Talk. I'm Shawn Adams.
I'm Tony Gaglione.
Stay tuned for segment 2.